Whether it's just old or you're going down the road and it snapped off or broke or cracked, sometimes you need to replace an RV vent lid. Luckily, it's a very simple thing to do, right? Very easy DIY process. The first step, the first thing we have to do is actually identify the hinge right here. You have about 5 different types. 3 different major manufacturers. It can be Elixir, Ventline, or Jensen. This one right here happens to be a Ventline, which is pretty common, and so I'm going to show you how to remove that. First thing you want to do is actually, there's a little bit of extra silicone on here, so I went ahead and scored that with a knife. And then we're going to go inside, remove a shroud and a few other parts, and that will allow us to remove it. So let's head in. Okay, here we are. So the first thing we want to do is actually crank this vent lid up, just like so. And then we are going to remove this handle. That is just a Phillips screw. Gonna go in there and take that guy out. With our handle removed, now we're going to remove the inner shroud here. We're just going to remove these 4 screws. I did put on a square number 2 bit, just because that is what these ones are. You can probably get away with the Phillips, but this just makes it nice and easy. Take that off like so. Then we have to remove the screen. There's going to be 2 screws, one on either side here. Looks like these ones are Phillips. So we're going to go back to the Phillips head here and get up there to remove them. You're going to need a little bit of a longer bit, as you can see, or a screwdriver, of course. All right, with the screen out of the way, I mean, you can cut these wires if you need a little more room, but I have plenty here. Next, we're just going to remove the crank itself, and then we're going to pull it out of the lid. That way we can remove that vent lid without something holding it down. Actually get it up there. There we go. All right, with this guy here, you can see that that is out. We're gonna slide this back, remove that, and pull it through. Now there's nothing holding the vent lid on except for the hinge. So we're gonna go up top and slide it off the hinge. All right, now for this particular hinge, you'll see that on the ends, they're going to be pinched together. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna open up one of the ends and slide it over. To do that, we're just going to open this lid up. I have vice grips. You don't need vice grips, but needle nose are great to be able to get in there. We're gonna grab that, and we're just gonna open that little curl up like so, and that should allow us to slide this right off. Just like that. Now when we take a look at the new one, you'll see this one is already open. So we're gonna slide it on here, and then we're gonna close these ends back up. Okay, now we're gonna take our new lid, and again, these come in black, they come in white. You can see this one lets a little bit of light through to help lighten up that bathroom because it was pretty dark in there, but you can get ones that are solid as well. All we're gonna do is we're just going to put this in that hinge. We're gonna slide it right on through. And you just wanna make it so that the gaps here are going to be at either side. That way we can crimp this down and it'll basically lock in place. We can crimp it like this, but I honestly find it a little bit easier to crimp if we shut the lid like so. And then I'm simply going to, again, just take my pliers. I'm gonna reach in here. I'm just going to crimp that down like that. Same thing on the other side. Crimp it down. Make sure. Yep. Oh, all right. This side we need a little bit more. Saw how it kind of slid there. We don't want that. Want to give it a test. Make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Then we'll go inside and connect everything back up. All right, now we're essentially just going to reverse everything we did to take it apart in here, starting with the crank lever. So we're just going to sneak that back in, push it up, put a screw in place. Let's see. There we go. All right, with our crank back in, now we just have to reinstall the screen. There we are. And next, the shroud goes back in place. With all 4 screws of the shroud back in, last thing we have to do is just reinstall our handle. There we go. We'll give her a test. Just like that, good as new. If you have any questions, be sure to drop it down in the comments. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to subscribe for more how-to and DIY info.